Welcome back, Georgina. So it's summer, and what does that summer look like? What does our face look like? What does our hair look like? Well, we have got, let me get this right, Enhanced Beauty by Ashley. Welcome back to the show. And we have a model.
Yes, we do today.
So what's this summer look like?
Well, with summer, you want to kind of make sure that you have some layers in there because, well, we sweat. And to kind of stop that from happening, then you kind of have to have layers of protection to make sure that that doesn't happen. And you can kind of go all day. You know, I do brides and stuff like that, and I want to make sure that I have them fully covered, or a day at a beach or Wonderland or something like that. You want to make sure you're covered, yeah.
I love it.
Wow.
It's true, because you're right. We all sweat.
We do.
We
and that's, you know, at least this can kind of prevent it, right? So what I do with myself or anyone else, a primer. So this is my primer, but any, you know, everyone has different skin. This is more of a gel primer. It's going to create, let's say, like a barrier. So it's almost going to be like an ice rink. I'm covering anything that is going to make indents in the skin. We want that kind of flawless, natural look on her face. We all have pores, and this needs to be covered.
Okay.
So by doing a primer, it's nice and smooth. It creates that kind of protection, like a layer. I always say it's like an ice rink because you're gonna completely protect that face, get in over where the pores are an issue.
And again, if you're not using a gel, you're using a different one. It's still all good.
It's all good, depending on your skin. I prefer gel for the high coverage, but some people might like more of a lotion. Anything like that really will cover you.
I'm going to try the gel. I don't use the gel. I didn't even know it existed, so I'm going to. Because I like the whole idea of the more coverage.
Coverage is really going to layer you up there without feeling heavy.
Yes.
You don't want that.
Right.
Okay.
And then after I do that, I get a foundation. Kind of what I like to do is kind of just start out like with layers, right? I'm not going to completely cover. Depending on, you know, what the person is looking for. Of course, if it's something like a wedding, we're going to be going in with a higher coverage, right? But what I like about foundations, especially most of the ones you can get now, are buildable. So you start out with a lighter layer, and then I go from there, and I say, you know, are you feeling okay? How do you like that look? And some people, like myself, would want a higher coverage. So I go in with that. And
well, and it's summer, and you know you want to look as natural as you possibly can, and you also don't want to feel like you've got
caked,
layers and layers caked, exactly,
over your skin, right?
Yes.
And so that's kind of what I do, and then once I get that fully covered, people usually think to use concealer as a first step,
right?
But I actually use concealer as what the foundation was unable to cover.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes so much sense.
Well, because there's so many, I mean, there's BB cream, there's this, there's that, there's something else. So you really just need to find what works for you.
Yeah, and like BB cream, like I like to use BB cream, like say if I'm just going to the beach with my kids, I want that coverage. I still want that SPF 15, which is really important in the summer. Then I will use that. But again, I use concealer as what the makeup, and that way you're not getting that caked look. You're only covering what the foundation was unable to cover.
Gotcha.
So then I go in with a concealer, and I kind of stick with how I want to highlight her face. So we want under the eyes, down the nose, because we want to highlight that part of her face, and then down the neck. And in the middle here.
So what we want to do is we want to remind the viewers that we're going to see the finished product at the end of the show, so sit tight. So, Georgina, do not go anywhere. There is still so much more on today's Georgina Live. Welcome back, Georgina. Well, just as we promised, we are back with Ashley, and I called you the model, like the model doesn't have a name. Anita, welcome back. So we have the
finished product,
end result. Absolutely fabulous.
So we did a little bit of a more kind of glam look, but still stayed within our neutrals. Neutrals are really, really big this year.
Really?
So even if you want to have a sparkle, you can still do that with a neutral. And because of the summer, I actually didn't use a liquid eyeliner. I actually just used a black shadow.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
And that way
I see that. Yeah.
You're not going to have it melting down your face. And it still creates, and we'll shape the eye and give it that kind of illusion of it being longer than we want. And then just lightly filled in the eyebrows, again, with a neutral.
I was going to ask. I thought, I'm sure those eyebrows are a little darker than they were when you arrived.
They're important. You want to frame that face.
Yes.
We're not in the 90s anymore.
Yes.
So we need those,
Yes.
big eyebrows.
So for the viewers, now we're going to bring up the before picture so that we can do a little bit of a comparison here. Wow.
There's the before.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Oh, look at that, right? And look at the after.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Not that you're not an absolutely fabulous looking lady.
Oh,
so
the
we want to be
makeup.
careful that our viewers get, but I mean, it doesn't look like there's a lot going on. I mean, the eyes, yes.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
a little more, but I mean, it still looks very, very natural.
Yes.
Which is the key. We don't.
Yeah. And you know what? The good thing with any type of makeup that you choose that works best with your skin, you want to make sure that it doesn't feel heavy on your face, because
Yes.
you're going to feel that throughout the day. And again, even in the winter, it's important, but I really do recommend make sure whatever foundation, BB cream you have, please SPF in there, at least an
Yes.
SPF 15. Super important, because you want to stop those dark spots from creeping up as we get older.
So, how do you feel? Do you feel like you have a whole bunch of product on your face, or is it
No.
light? It's
Nice and light.
yeah. Do you like the
Oh, of course. Yeah, I feel very refreshed, and
and someone else
does nice,
did it?
beautiful coverage. And
Yeah.
I have some rosacea, so this covers it nice and well. And
Yeah, because I mean, it just looks like it's all very natural. There's a little glow in here, a little,
Yes.
and it just, yeah. And I love the eyes. I absolutely.
Thank you.
I just love the eyes.
Well,
I just
it's
think they're.
like, okay, Grant, Enhanced Beauty by
Yes.
Ashley. You just enhanced
That's
her
yes.
beauty.
That's what
which
we.
is
That's
exactly
my
what you
goal,
did.
right?
Gosh, you were
we
so
all
good.
have our natural beauty that's there,
Yes.
but
Right.
makeup helps cover the stuff that we're not too happy about, but also enhances what we love. And I think everyone has beautiful eyes, so I really try and focus on the eyes. It really makes everything just pop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
makes
think
sense.
it is important. I remember my mom, because that was back in the 50s and the 60s, and you didn't go out the door without it all on.
Yeah.
But I remember her saying, much to what you just said, it's all about working with what you have.
Yep.
And changing what you don't like.
Yeah, just enhancing the great features, so then
Yes.
the stuff that maybe we don't necessarily like can kind of maybe fade a little bit into the background. And I think too, makeup is a level of illusion, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna bring
yes.
in,
Oh, yes.
right? We're gonna bring in the magic
Yes.
of what makeup can do. And I think for me, I always try and go on what the person's comfortable with.
Yes.
And if they don't like a lot of makeup, we work with that, with me saying we got to put some on if that's what you're here for me to
Yes.
do, right? But also to create someone that feels comfortable and beautiful in their skin. And that's kind of what I like to do.
Well, and I think too, I mean, you're sharing products with the consumer that we may not be aware of. I
Yeah.
mean, unless you do TV or something, who knows from primer?
Yeah, you don't know.
I mean, you don't know about
No.
primer. You have absolutely no idea. It's, it's like also when people spray and I go, well, what's that?
Yes, that's,
Well, it sets
setting.
everything. Well, oh, okay.
Yeah, and
well,
what's really important too is using a setting spray. Even if you use BB cream, I always suggest, even if you just want to translucent because you don't want to look cakey,
Yes.
to still, even if you're just using a BB cream for the day, to still use that setting spray or the setting powder. Maybe you can use a setting spray at the end as well,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going to create an overly makeup look, but it's still going to set, even if it's a translucent powder, that BB cream onto your face.
I mean, I love the options. I mean, BB cream has just been a godsend.
It's great for a quick go, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. But to have those options, if you don't always want to look like this.
Yeah, you don't always want
Because I'm made up.
Yeah, oh, me too, right? Like, but sometimes I'm just at home with, I got 4 boys running around the house. So sometimes I just am running to the soccer field. I'm gonna put some BB cream, you know, a bit of powder and some blush and mascara, and off I go because that's all I literally have time to do.
Well, and also when you're doing your makeup too, you kind of want to, when you're having it done, you want to look and learn and say to yourself, can I do this without the makeup person?
Yeah.
Like, can I actually do this for myself?
Yes.
So, and when I look at you, it's like, yeah, you can. Now that you know what the steps are, the primer, the foundation, and you could do that for yourself too.
Yeah, this is your everyday, going to, you know, a little bit higher because we're on TV, but you could go out, you know, to the keg tonight or something like that and go out for dinner and still not be like, wow, she kind of overdid it tonight, where you still look natural, but you could literally leave from work and go meet your friends or whoever at the restaurant.
And that's key.
Yes.
That really is key because I know for me, if I go home, I'm not going to meet friends.
No, exactly.
So I want it all going on.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, you have your own product line, but I mean, there's so much out there.
There's a lot out there, and I use my own, but sometimes there is something that with that certain client might work better with their skin, you know, that maybe I don't have, or they prefer, or say they have just something that they know they've used, or they have a sensitivity. I will, you know, try and custom. I just use mine because I've noticed that it works well with most skin types, and it has a high coverage and it's buildable. But if somebody was to say, no, I have to use this for this reason, or I find that this sits better with my skin.
And thank you for that, because I think all of us who do enhance our natural beauty do have products that we feel really safe with.
Yes.
Like I use CoverGirl Classic Tan Matte.
Yeah.
That's what I use. Don't try and put anything else on me.
Yeah.
So it's
I've
nice
used
to know
all different kinds,
that
and I know.
your client, the consumer, can come in and say, well, I love all of this, but I really like the way this looks.
Yeah, it's all comfortability.
So we're running out of time. Where are we sending our viewers?
Oh, to me.
Yes.
I have Facebook and Instagram, and my phone number. Usually texting is the easiest way to get a hold of me because I have my phone on me. But Facebook and Instagram as well. I think it's all on there. I'm always checking and seeing, and there's going to be a lot more to come for the summertime.
Great. Thank you so much. Georgina, thank you so much for watching. Lovely, lovely, great show. Thank you so much, Georgina. See ya on the next Georgina Live. Bye-bye.